Well, I think the most important part of the conference for me is getting an understanding of how the Teacher Institute works with the College of Arts and Science, with the actual disciplines. We have a School of Education at Trinity that teaches the teachers how to teach all the curriculum development work, but now I'm thinking that our STEM faculty, our math faculty, our humanities faculty also have to get involved.
For me, the highlight of the conference has been learning about how much the teachers are in charge and leading the whole process. We have some similar things going on at Nebraska Wesleyan University. We've got a student-run global service learning project, entirely student-driven, and so I think when I go home I can say, look, this is much like things that we've already done that have been very successful for us.
I think one of the really wonderful highlights for me has been to see the excitement in the eyes of the teachers who've been participants in the TIP program, and to see superintendents willing to make changes. One of the problems is that we don't treat teachers like professionals, and many of our practices militate against that. So I was really excited to see superintendents who were willing to make change.
I think hearing the testimony, the powerful remarks of alumni, and how that's been transformative for them in their teaching, how they're using that to lift up their students, and that's pretty inspiring.
This conference has been an eye-opener for me, not so much because of the content, but realizing that this program exists, thinking about it in terms of how my university can get involved, because part of our mission is engaging with the community.
So, to me, the highlight of the conference, quite simply, is the practicing teachers who have participated in the sessions. They're extraordinary. We talk about teaching as a craft. We speak about professionalism within the classroom. These are men and women who exhibit it, and they appear on a stage. They are poised, articulate. They're compelling. I only wish I could be a student in one of their classrooms. It's really exciting. And so watching them gives me appreciation for what it really means to be a successful practitioner of education in the K-12 system. It motivates me to be better in my own classroom. I'm a political science professor, and I could do with a little improvement myself. Seeing them is clearly the highlight, and that's where the impact of the program should be felt, is in their practice in the classroom.
Well, I think the highlight of the conference for me was the testimony by the Philadelphia and Delaware teachers of their experience. Listening to some of those teachers and their partners, I mean, it just had to excite you about what everyone can be doing.
Hearing the stories, every conference I ever go to, meeting people and hearing their story about how they've been engaged in this experience that they believe matters so very much, and I like that a lot, and I heard some good ones this morning. That's been a highlight for me.
I'm so excited about the many consortia that are forming across the country in commitment to urban education, to public schools in urban settings that do have great challenges today. We can make a difference through these consortia, through work together to engage those students and to show the students a path to graduation from college.
The highlight of the conference, absolutely the highlight of the conference, has been watching the passion of particularly the young teachers here, and their absolute sense of call, their vocation. They're doing it because they believe that's what they've been called to do, and boy, that's very exciting.
Two things have struck me today as tremendously significant. First, there's been a lot of discussion of pedagogy and content. I have always thought that this was a false opposition. How can you possibly teach creatively and with excitement if you don't know what you're teaching? Content has to come first. Don't tell me you want to save lives and change the world. Learn something that means a lot to you, and then care about imparting it. I've said this to teachers, to administrators, to people from the community who've come for years. I want to teach. I'm going to retire, and I'd like to teach. I've made some money, and now I'd like to give back. Okay, what would you like to teach? Oh gosh, I can teach anything. I can teach English, I can teach history, I can teach math. No, wait a minute. Teaching is hard. You have to teach what you love. Good teaching, I believe, starts with a passion for a discipline, for a body of knowledge that you yourself have cared so much about that you have worked very hard at learning as much as possible. And that's the beginning. at that point, because you already know it and you love it and you want to communicate it, then pedagogy becomes a natural obsession. So I think that any good teacher is going to naturally and quite appropriately feel drawn to both. I don't think they'll feel an opposition.